Hi everyone, this is lesson 2 on solutions, and we will focus on solutions only in this lesson. So we will identify solutions and their properties. Let's look at characteristics of solutions now. So characteristics are homogeneous mixtures, and they are clear as opposed to cloudy, like colloids, and they do not disperse light, so there is no Tyndall effect observed here. They can have color or be colorless. And they do not settle upon standing after any amount of time. And they cannot be separated by filtration. Okay? So what is the Tyndall effect, like I just mentioned? The Tyndall effect is not seen in solutions. It is seen when a mixture makes a beam of light visible. Okay, this is not a solution. So generally it could be a suspension or a colloid, which allows, where the particles allow the beam of light to actually become visible and go straight through the mixture. Okay, and I will demonstrate this in class. All right, so solutions always assume the phase of the solvent. So the phase of the solute is going to be a solid, so therefore the phase of the solvent will be a solid. And an example would be a metallic alloy, like we talked about in the last lesson. So that would be brass or steel. Okay, solid phase of the solute, okay, that's what's being dissolved in the solvent. So a liquid solvent with a solid solute. An example would be table salt and water plus water. And a liquid solute in a liquid solvent, okay, would be a good example of ethyl alcohol and water. Gas dissolved in a liquid, okay, so this would be soda or club soda, all right, where CO2 is dissolved in water, so it would be CO2 and H2O. And finally, a gas phase of the solute dissolved in a gas solvent would be air. Air is a mixture, yes, okay. So solutions are made of two parts. The first part being what is called a solute. That is the substance or substances that are dissolved in a solution. For example, the salt in salt water. Solute is usually a solid, usually, and is the lesser quantity of the two parts versus the solvent. So the solvent is actually what is doing the dissolving, the substance that is dissolving the solute. For example, the water in the salt water. The solvent is usually a liquid and is the greater of the two quantities in the mixture. Okay, so generally you're going to have more water than whatever solute you have. Okay, so let's look at a little diagram here. So here's your solvent, lots of water, let's say, and then your solute, maybe one drop of your solute, and that's called a solvation. So it's a solution now. Okay, and we take the solute and put that into your solvent, and you get a solution. Yay. Okay, and aqueous is a solution in which water is the solvent, water only. Okay, and then you see this symbol AQ, which we've talked about in class. So for example, sodium chloride aqueous solution is otherwise known as salt water and is actually Na, the sodium ion, plus the chloride ion, both in aqueous solution. So what happens is when we have salt water, the sodium ions and the chloride ions actually break apart and they flow around freely in the water, and actually that's what makes it a conductor of electricity. I mean, not a great conductor, but it allows electricity to be conducted. Okay? So that is going to conclude lesson 2. What I'd like you to do is start working on some practice in your practice packets. And we will have a short quiz on lessons 1 and 2 very soon.